The sun blazed over the arid stretches of the American Southwest, a land of red rock canyons and whispering mesas where shadows seemed to hold the ghosts of the past. Here, in the heart of Apache territory, a legend was born, one that would send shivers down the spines of soldiers and settlers alike. His name was Geronimo, a man whose very existence defied empires, whose cunning and ferocity carved his name into history as the most feared native leader North America had ever seen. Born in 1829 as Goyale, one who yawns, he was raised among the Bedonkohe Apache, a people as resilient as the desert itself. As a boy, he learned to track deer through the scrubland, to read the language of the wind, and to survive where others perished. But it was not the land that hardened him, it was loss. In 1851, Mexican soldiers slaughtered his mother, his wife, and his 3 young children during a peaceful trading mission. Their bodies lay lifeless in the dust, and with them died the last traces of the boy Goyale. In his place rose Geronimo, a storm of vengeance wrapped in human skin. His rage would soon become legend. In 1858 he joined a raid to avenge his family, butchering Mexican soldiers with a knife in each hand, his screams echoing across the Sonoran desert. Witnesses claimed he walked through gunfire untouched, as if shielded by the spirits of his slain kin. The Mexicans dubbed him Geronimo, a garbled cry for Saint Jerome, their desperate plea for mercy. The name stuck, a haunting brand for the man who would become death incarnate to his enemies. But Geronimo's wrath was not confined to Mexico. In 1861, the Bascom Affair ignited a firestorm. U.S. soldiers falsely accused Cochise, a Chiricahua Apache leader, of kidnapping a settler child. When negotiations collapsed, the cavalry executed Cochise's brother and nephews. Geronimo, allied with Cochise, unleashed a decade of guerrilla warfare. He ambushed stagecoaches, severed telegraph lines, and vanished into the Dragoon Mountains like smoke. Soldiers chasing him found only mocking messages carved into cacti. Geronimo was here. By 1876, the U.S. government had confined the Apache to the bleak San Carlos Reservation, a place of death where disease and starvation festered. Geronimo refused to wither. In 1881, he led a daring escape with 700 Apache, disappearing into the Sierra Madre. For 5 years he taunted 2 nations. When General George Crook, the famed Grey Wolf, cornered him in 1883, Geronimo surrendered, only to bolt again months later, slipping his guards like a shadow. His most infamous flight began in 1885 with 35 warriors, 8 boys, and 101 women. He outran 5,000 U.S. troops and 3,000 Mexican soldiers. Newspapers screamed headlines, "Geronimo strikes again!" He raided ranches for supplies, stole cavalry horses, and left charred earth in his wake. At one point he crossed the Rio Grande on foot, grinning as troops floundered in quicksand. "You cannot catch me," he warned. Yet it was not bullets that finally felled him, but betrayal. In 1886, his own people, exhausted and starving, pressured him to surrender. At Skeleton Canyon, Arizona, Geronimo met General Nelson Miles. The terms were lies. Promises of a return to Arizona became a one-way train to Florida's sweltering prisons. As he boarded the railcar, Geronimo glared at the soldiers and muttered, "This is the 4th time I have surrendered, and the first time I have been treated like a dog." Even in captivity, his defiance burned. At the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, crowds gawked as he sold autographed bows and arrows. He rode in Theodore Roosevelt's inaugural parade, a spectacle of the vanishing savage. But Geronimo was no relic. He petitioned Roosevelt for Apache land rights, growling, "I want to go back to my mountains." Denied, he died a prisoner of war in 1909, his spirit unbroken. Why does Geronimo's story still chill us today? Because he was more than a warrior. He was a mirror held to the soul of resistance. In a world that demands conformity, his life screams, "Never bend. Never let your spirit be captured." His legacy isn't just in the battles he won, but in the fire he lit. A reminder that courage can outlive empires, and that even the most feared among us are often those who love their people too fiercely to let them go. If this glimpse into the storm that was Geronimo left you hungry for more, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. History isn't just about the past, it's about the voices, like Geronimo's, that refuse to be silenced. Who should we unmask next? Let us know in the comments below.